All right, what's good, YouTube? I got a pretty interesting topic for you guys today. I think it's pretty interesting. It's something that I've kind of always thought about when it involves music and everything. But pretty much, I want to talk to you guys today about my thoughts and opinions on like I guess the negative aspects of the music industry. Per, in particular, the violence and the drug use in the music industry. Um, so a lot of you already know, I'm sure already have seen that, we lost another artist within the music world, PnB Rock. Um, but he's not the only artist that has passed due to violence here in the last couple of years. Really, really paid attention to it when COVID kind of started. But we've had several artists kind of pass away over the years, last couple of years from well, there's actually several different ways, from gang violence or just violence in general, self harm, and then drug use is what I've seen a lot of people kind of throw away their careers or have their careers ended. So I figured it would be something that would be good to talk to you guys about because I mean I know it's relevant and prevalent in the music that is kind of this genre and this style. So, I mean, my personal opinion of the whole situation of violence in the music scene, I really highly suggest if you are an artist, a producer, or whatever, whatever you are, um, just, keep your head on the swivel and do what's right. Be a good person that you would like to hang out with and be around. The whole violence thing and rapping about, guns and and back and forth warfare with each other in different cliques and groups and the gang stuff. Like, I understand people come from a different environment, cut from a different cloth, and you know are raised differently or grow up differently. But at the end of the day, when you start in this music stuff, usually most of these people that are starting in the music industry are like they're fairly young, but old enough to know and understand and know better. And it's just really sad to see a lot of talented people and artists and things of that nature, and people of that caliber kind of toss them their opportunity away or their lives away. Just even thinking back on the opportunities that I had, like working with artists. For example, something like a young band's just dealing with him. I always had, aside from us having the fallout, I always, I had a bit of respect for Bands in the situation that he was at currently when he was dealing with the house arrest stuff and still making music. To me, that garnished a little bit of respect for me in that regard there because I can respect that. But at the same time, me knowing the backstory and the back information that I knew at the time and what transpired after that and some of the stuff that he personally told me, it was just kind of like one of those situations of a talented young cat that got caught up in a situation that he shouldn't have been in, and it kind of, I wouldn't say hindered him because I mean obviously he ended up making some music, some hits, and we did work together, made some hits together as well. But I feel like a lot of people kind of stunt their growth with that type of energy around them because I'm a big believer in the energy of what you put out is what you're going to get, right? So there's a lot of artists that put out a certain energy and an image that I feel like it's attractive to people that listen to it and they want to kind of feel it for the moment or have like a sense of understanding from that type of environment. And the closer they can get to it is maybe through a song, listening to the lyrics and like really taking it all in. Whereas some people actually live the life that they're rapping about. Some people kind of see it but don't live it, but rap about it still. Um, so you've got those artists that kind of deal with that type of situation. Personally, I think if you're an artist and you have the ability and the talent to really go far with what you got, you need to leave all that other street stuff and everything else out outside of that alone. You need to start, making your circle tighter and then getting rid of some of those people that are not, beneficial to you. So it's just it's tragic to see artists be out and about, especially like this PnB Rock situation where he's out and about with his girl, trying to have a good time, and somebody tried him and tried and took his life, unfortunately. It's just stuff like that, like the whole chain snatching, like energy like that. How people are like will snatch chains and demand people to pay them back to get the chain and just like stuff like that. I don't see what benefit that actually holds within the music industry. I don't see why that's involved in music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see what that even has to do with music. Like, I understand people and artists and rappers may have beef with one another, but settle that, you know what I'm saying, via the mic. Like settle that with your SoundCloud plays or your YouTube views or you know your streams on you know, Apple Music and things of that nature. But like to go back and forth and be, you know, waging war against each other, and you got two talented artists, or maybe just one talented artist, but he's beefing with people out in the streets. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? You can also see this within the sports world, for example. Like there's athletes that have been millionaire athletes and they get caught with like a duffel bag full of weed. That happened to a guy that actually is from my hometown. Couple of years back when I was in high school. He you know went to the league, went to the NFL, and got caught up with a duffel bag or a backpack full of weed, and it ended his career. So just imagine you're an artist, you're a producer, you're a rapper, whatever the case is, and you cut you stunt your growth by poor decisions you make out in the world that affect your music career, or if you're just your life is cut short. You know what I mean? You could be at the peak of where you should be, and your life is cut short. There was a young cat from Colombia that was bubbling, you know, Columbia, South Carolina, that was bubbling for a while. His was what's his name? 18 Vino or Vino 18. I can't quite remember. I've heard a couple of his songs, and the songs were hard, man. Like he was a good artist, but you know, unfortunately, he passed away as well. That was an artist that from South Carolina that I would hear a lot, and I kind of started seeing him pop up everywhere, and I was kind of thinking this, you know, this kid has a potential to blow up, but you know, he passed away. He was actually killed here in my hometown, right here in the city that I'm in right now. He knew people up here, and I guess some type of drug transaction or something went wrong, and he was shot and killed, unfortunately. So it's just things like that. And me personally, as the you know empathetic person that I am, that type of stuff bothers me. You know, I like to be able to, even if I don't know this person, I never met that kid, right? Never talked to him, never spoke to him, don't know him from a can of paint. Mike could even see him in Walmart or somewhere out and be passing and not realize it was him. But it's just sad to see stuff like that. I mean, it personally bothers me. So I get kind of attached to the people that I listen to and the group of people that support me. You know what I'm saying? So it just bothers me to see when artists are in situations where they're getting robbed or they have a drug issue or they're shot and killed or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even just go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, just going to prison will stunt your growth. Give somebody like a Bobby Schmurder, for example. There's no telling what Bobby Schmurder would have been had he never gone to prison for 7 years. You know what I mean? So, but now here we are 7 years later, and we're kind of like, all right, Bobby Schmurder's out, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like we don't really care. Whereas he could have had 7 years to after he made you know his hit song, he could have you know made a couple of more, but in that 7 year span. But instead, he's kind of like he's starting from scratch essentially. You know what I mean? And it's just from poor decisions. It's just from you know living the life that you're rapping and portraying. And if you live that life, I get it, I understand. But at the end of the day, is it really worth your career? Is it really worth 7 years of your life? Is it really worth your entire life? Is it worth dying? Is it worth having a friend be shot and killed in the car beside you? Is it worth all of that just to be able to rap a couple of you know hard bars from you know talking about you in the trenches or you actually in the trenches? Another thing to piggyback off of that is a lot of people, you know, a lot of these artists are self snitching. You know, there's an artist. Well, it don't matter. I mean, he put the album out. Nudi's young Nudi's album. The newest album is hard, man. I like it a lot. But if you listen to it, man, that is the most incriminating piece of art that I have ever heard. Like he's admitting to, you know, killing witnesses and knocking people off, setting people up. You know what I'm saying? Saying he done shot so many different people. Like he, you know what I'm saying? And even if it's just a song and it's not real, he's just rapping it because it all sounds good, sounds hard, and it goes in line with the vibe and the style and the character that he is. But let's say it is real, that how you don't have longevity in a lifestyle like that. You know what I mean? It's not going to. it's not you're not going to have a long shelf life. Like if you look at the Gunna and the Young Thug situation right now, they're like they rapped so much about this lifestyle and this stuff that they had going on, but they actually had it going on, and now it's caught up with it. Is you know, I know Thug and Gunna probably made their money already, but was it is it worth going through what they're going through now for what they received? You know what I mean? Like I know they have stockpiles of money, they got plenty of bread, right? But is it worth being in federal prison right now, waiting trial, and could potentially go to court and go to trial, and you know you're in prison for the rest of your life. There and neither one of them are over the age of 35. I think they're both around, you know, early 30s, late 20s. I think is where Gunn is at. But either which way, like still two very young individuals. They're not much older than me. I'm only 27. I know Young Thug is not, you know, 35. I know that much, and I know Gunn is not 35 either. So they're not too much older than me, and I feel like I have a lot of life left to live and a lot of experiences to experience, but that can be cut short just by poor decisions. So I really want to emphasize that if you're an artist and you're up and coming, be very cautious of what you're rapping about, how you're rapping about it, and if you live that life, okay, cool. But if you don't live that life and you're rapping about it, you're numbering your days. You're pigeonholing yourself into a position where one day you're going to have to prove that you're about that life. Um, and it's just unfortunate. The next thing I kind of move and segue from that into is the drug stuff. So an artist that instantly pops to my head that has an issue with this is like a Lil Xan, for example. So Lil Xan, he came out, made his song, made his hits, may have made his money, I don't know, but you know he came out and it had a big hit, but then he just allowed the drugs to kind of like keep him, you know, at a subpar level. Like he never really moved further past of where he was at, and I think it's due to drugs. You got Juice World, you know, at the point in time he was on his way to being like a mega star. He would really be something really big today because I really enjoyed his music as well. But drug use, man, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, and I see, and the thing is, me being a little bit older than the generation of people that listen to this type of stuff and want to copy it, mimic it, and be it, it's just kind of too. It's like not. It's kind of disheartening to a degree because I know to a degree I also help influence it by providing the sound that people rap on to push this image and this type of lifestyle and this stuff. And so that actually bothers me. That's part of the reason as to why I've changed up how I, you know, go about music over in the last couple of years. I want to teach more, show people more, and give them more knowledge based information rather than you know, contributing to things of that nature. So it's just those two things in the music world, whether it be underground or the mainstream, have always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The drug use and the violence, like especially the violence, the drug use. I mean, that's it, people just going to do what they want to do, but the violence in particular really rubs me the wrong way because if you listen to the music and predominantly the artists that are rapping this type of stuff are people from my culture, from my group that are rapping about doing these things to people from my culture and in my group, and it's really disheartening. It kind of it almost deters you from listening to this type of music, and I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's just like take that the Young Nudie album for example. It's like he's literally rapping about murdering his own people, and it's just things like that that has always kind of bothered me. And then you hear about stories like the PnB Rock thing, where he's just out and about trying to have a good time, but he can't even have a good time as a normal person because somebody wants to try him because of maybe it's the image that he may have portrayed, maybe it's just because somebody just knew he had a lot of jewelry and wanted to rob him. But either which way it goes, putting yourself out there, if you're an artist and you're putting yourself out there and you're trying to paint a picture of yourself, you have to be very selective of the picture that you're painting because everybody, if just like in art in real life, with every piece of art that I show you, like what I see may be different than what you see, and what you see may be different than what I see. So you could be painting a picture as you know I want to look and sound this type of way. It's kind of like what was that guy's name, the drill rapper, the white dude from Chicago, but he came out and was saying that he Slim Jesus. he came out saying, I'm not really like that. I'm not really about that life. I just like this style and I like this rap and I like doing this. I can respect that. But when you're out here and you're perpetuating a type of image, a sound, and a style or a lifestyle, and you're not necessarily that, and then you perpetuate it and you see what the outcome is, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. So the whole violence and the drug use within the music world has always kind of been one of those things that I kind of just was like, I'm not cool with that. I don't sip lean, I don't pop perks, I don't take Xans or anything like that. But I've been around it, and being in the music industry, you're going to be around it. So if you're like the music industry, it's literally like it's not it's literally like it's either this or that. It's either you're like the it's like you're the cutthroat, like it's like you're the musician that raps about what they rap about and you want to live and perpetuate that lifestyle whether you actually live it or not. But then you got people that are totally opposite of that don't actually live that lifestyle but then try to display it and perpetuate it. And I've watched people literally like go from this is cut plain and dry vanilla version of them and then slowly move and drift over into something that is totally not them. And it's just something that don't lose yourself in your craft and in your music. Enjoy it, have fun, do what you want to do, but just be cautious. So, all I can say is, condolences to the families of the people and the artists that have passed, whether it be, from the violence, the self-inflicted violence or, drugs and alcohol, things of that nature. Just be aware when you're in this industry and you're doing your own thing and you're trying to make something for yourself, stay focused on your goal. And living that lifestyle, still trying to be in the streets, trying to, pop pills and do every drug in the world, you're not going to be as focused and as straightforward and on point as you normally would be. So rest in peace to all those artists over the last couple of years that have passed. Um, but just watch yourselves, watch your back, guys. Be safe, be smart, and just overall live a lifestyle that you can be proud of and you can put out there, and a lifestyle that's going to keep you safe, happy, and healthy. So I don't want to take too much of you guys Sunday. I know this one's a little bit long-winded, but like I said, this type of topic kind of bothers me, and I really truly hate seeing artists that, especially when they're not much older than me. PnB Rock was 30, 31. He's you know what I mean? Like he's essentially somebody that I would have grown up with, if we were in the same area around the same people. That would have been like a homeboy of mine that, has tragically died to foolishness, you know what I mean? Something that was unnecessary. It wasn't a chain and some jewelry isn't worth your life, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys' love and support. Hope next week it'll be a little bit on a happier note, but I want to at least say something about these I've noticed that these artists keep getting passing away. King Von, you got PnB Rock, and I know these artists aren't underground artists, and I primarily talk about the underground, but it's still an artist that's within our community, within our music genre that we need to pay a little bit of respect to and kind of just use as an example to see like, hey, we should make better decisions because we don't want to end up on the wrong side of of violence or anything like that. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. I appreciate you guys' love and support. Continue to like all my videos, comment and subscribe. If you like it, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. Either which way, just interact with the video and so the algorithm works in my favor. If you follow me on all social media, Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And that's really about it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I hope this was a refreshing video, something that kind of opened your eyes or made you think differently about something, or maybe even kind of change your thought and maybe your direction of how you want to go about your music career. But I just want all my followers and all the people that support me to be safe, happy, and healthy. And stay positive. Be out there, be positive, and be a productive person out in society, even outside of just music. Just keep yourself safe. All right. Don't be stupid. Don't stay off the drugs. Just be smart. So that's all I got for you guys, man. You guys enjoy yourself, enjoy your Sunday, and that's it. I'm out. Peace.